The Message of a Flower, The Divine Immanence in Nature by Thomas Hamblin. Chapter 7. Easter Glory. The previous chapters have been read by my wife, Elizabeth, who tells me that I have left out the most important message of all, namely, that flowers are symbols of the resurrection. She is thinking of that grave a mile away, where little Dick, our 10-year-old son, is buried, and with him so many of her earthly hopes, and mine. Ah me, life would be sad and hopeless indeed if our faith did not stretch out firm hands beyond the grave, if it could not tell us that all is well. But the flowers greet us with loving and sympathetic glances. They would gently chide us for our sorrow, saying, "Dear mortals, try not to be sorrowful this day, because of those who have passed from your sight, but not from your company. We bring you messages of hope, for we come from the country of eternal day. We are messengers from that love that will never forsake you, that can never let you go. Yes, yes, love that will never let us go. How soon we forget that wonderful love, past all understanding and beyond all definition. I am reminded of Dr. Pulsford's words in Quiet Hours. What God takes from us returns to us in another way. He gives back to us our friends more deeply, more tenderly, more sacredly, after they have been taken from us by death. When they become wholly His, they become more intimately ours. The intimacy before death pertains more to the flesh and its senses. After death, it pertains more to the spirit and its inner affections. It is as though God gave them to us out of His own heart, with the holiness and fragrance of the divine nature added to them. By death they become too chaste, too heavenly for our light moods and our common hours. They visit us only in our holiest moments. They act upon us, therefore, as motives to prayer, watchfulness, and retirement of spirit. They greatly befriend our best interests. As the Lord before His death was with His friends, but afterwards in them, so our holiest friends help us the more when they put off flesh and are no more seen. The silvery whisper emanates again from the flowers before me. We bring you tidings that all is well. Your loved ones are safe in the great heart of divine love. They are His loved ones, whom He delighteth to honour. The Lord of love is coming again, and will swallow up mortality in immortality, and corruption in incorruptibility. Then your loved ones will appear again in objective life, raised in glory with Him. Ah, yes, blessed thoughts. For this was the purpose of Christ's dying and coming to life, namely that He might be Lord both of the dead and the living. Romans chapter 4, verse 9. And so the gracious flowers remind us, whenever we glance at them, of the victorious coming again of our Lord, of that glorious Easter, when all the precious fruits of the divine harvest shall be gathered in, when Christ shall reap where he has sown. He sowed in pain, sorrow, and apparent defeat. He shall reap in joy, glory, and overwhelming victory. Take heart, readers. Behind imperfection is the divine perfection. Behind the gloom, the sun is shining. Behind all sorrow is the eternal joy. Let us enter into the heart of things and realize this glorious truth now. For we can do so. We can pierce the gloom and see the glory behind it all. We can enter the inner Holy of Holies now. We can realize in our soul that all is indeed well. How? By looking for God in nature, by looking for God in our fellow creatures, by looking for God in all the experiences of life, by communing with God in the secret place, by praising God and being in a state of gratitude every hour of the day. Often the reason for not being filled with joy is because we do not praise and thank God sufficiently. Constant praise and thanksgiving brings happiness to the heart and joy to the soul. Therefore, let us look at the flowers which God has given us and thank Him for the truth that all is well.